I'm Stu Mitchell, and welcome to Watershed Talks. Well, we'll get right into it. Today, I'm going to talk about buying low and selling high. I'm going to talk a little bit about how to maximize your return on investment. How do you have that foresight? How do you have that inside information to know what companies to buy into, where to invest, so that you can really buy in the ground floor? Because that's really how you make money. If you get in while it's low at the ground floor and you let it grow, you make a lot of money. A couple of great examples of that. Amazon. We've all heard of Amazon. Probably a lot of us right now are doing some shopping for the Christmas season on Amazon. Amazon's a huge company, massive company. And when Amazon first was offered to the public, its initial public offering, IPO they call that, if you would add $1,000 to invest in Amazon back in 1997, today that would be worth about $2.3 million. So that's a classic example of buying low and selling high, how to maximize your return on investment. Another that you've probably heard of a lot recently is Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. All-time high, over $60,000 per Bitcoin. If you would have invested $1,000 about 10 years ago, somewhere in that neighborhood, these are round numbers, it would be worth $15.3 million today. It'd be all right. $15.3 million, very comfortable position to be in. How do people know how to do that? There's some great people out there great examples of people out there that have done that. Warren Buffett has, for decades, been someone who's been able to see hidden value in companies, see something before other people see it, and invest in them and make a ton of money for his clients. And there's a lot of other examples out there. So these are companies that have done very well. You could buy low, sell high if you knew what was going on at the time. There's also people that are very similar to that. When you think about people, sometimes we don't think about maximizing return on investment, but it's quite similar. There's a few examples in history. Thomas Edison. We all know Thomas Edison, the greatest American inventor. Some of the things that he invented really changed the course of American history. One of his teachers told him he was too dumb to learn. Well, thank goodness that Thomas Edison didn't listen to that teacher, that he had something inside of him where he knew that he was better than that. And he went on to be the greatest American inventor, maybe the greatest inventor of all time. Elvis Presley. He had tried out at the Grand Ole Opry and the manager told him, you should stick to driving truck. Can you imagine that? A cultural icon, the king of rock and roll, really just changed the course of where music was going, motion pictures. And if he would have listened and went back to driving truck, maybe he would have never have become a famous singer and one of these American icons. J.K. Rowling was a single mother on welfare, struggling. She later became the first billionaire with a B author ever. Of course, the Harry Potter series, the books, best-selling books ever. So these are examples of people that had humble beginnings and even had people that told them things that would lead them to believe that maybe they weren't good enough, maybe they weren't special enough. But somewhere along the line, they believed in themselves. Maybe they had people that told them good things about themselves, or maybe they just had an inner strength. I'm not sure. But thank goodness they went on to realize their dreams, to use their talents and skills to do the things they did. So when I think about it, I think about myself. I had pretty humble beginnings, and I've been successful in a lot of things, not to the degree that some of these people I just talked about, but I'm very happy. I've got a great family, a loving wife, 3 great boys. I enjoy my life every day. And I think that, with my humble beginnings, the one thing I always had is I always had people, with my parents, with people in the church, with great mentors and friends, people I'm still very close with today, that always believed in me, that always told me that I could win. You have to put in the work. I had to put in the work. But there's no reason you can't succeed. You don't have to fail. And I think about, over the course of my career as a leader in different areas, and I think about the teams that were put together and the teams that I was part of. And I think about sometimes when the teams would struggle and sometimes when the teams would succeed, and some of the changes I made in myself and the way I approached things over the years. It seemed like when teams were struggling, you were always looking at the negative. What wasn't somebody capable of doing? What was someone not doing right? Move them out, bring in another piece, a lot of turnover, and it never seemed to be able to get traction to really build a great team and have great success. And then over the years, as I started to really reflect on myself and the people that invested in me, I think about someone in the workplace right now that really invested in me, saw a hidden talent and skills and saw value in me before I even knew it. And, I started to try to take that same approach. Instead of seeing the negative, I would look at the positive and tell people, listen, you can do this. You do have the ability to do it. You have abilities you don't even know about. And really encouraging people and trying to foster those dreams inside of them and those talents inside of them. And then, lo and behold, you start winning. You start building great teams. And not only do you build great teams and you get in the workplace, you get a great return on that investment, because then you become more successful as the team becomes more successful. You also get a great deal of satisfaction out of that because you're seeing people grow and succeed. And I think about myself in the workplace, then I think about as a Christian, I think about, what is the ultimate return on investment when it comes to people? Well, to me, it's souls. It's being able to be a part of encouraging people and building a relationship with people, and then eventually leading them to the Lord. Because I truly believe that there is one way to heaven, that's accepting Jesus. And that is the ultimate return on investment when you're able to be a part of helping to lead someone to the Lord. There's work involved. It's not easy. And you need to be focused, you need to pray, you need to do all the right things. And I really truly believe that developing a relationship with people and trust is a great way to be able to reach them, to get through to them. But when you're able to see that happen and you have a part in that, there is no greater return on investment that you could ever have. Better than Amazon, better than Bitcoin. I know $15.3 million is a lot of money, but when you start comparing that money to eternity and your soul, there's really no comparison. So I would just encourage everyone that's out there today that may be in a similar position as me, whether you're a leader in the workplace, maybe your father, a mother, a brother, a sister, a friend, you have nieces, nephews. You see where I'm going with this. Just about anybody out there that has people that look up to them, that watch you and say, what are they doing? And you have a chance to talk to them and speak to them and speak into their life. I would really encourage you, don't say the negative things. Say the positive things. There's always a time for correction. There's always a way to do that and a way to do that right. I think about over the years when you hear a parent get angry at their children, and it happens, right? But when they say things like, oh, you're just a bad kid, or you're so stupid, I can't believe you're doing this. That's not a great approach. Yeah, we can correct them, but we should be telling our kids, why not you? You should be able to succeed in everything you do. You got to put in the work, but you're a winner. You're not a loser. You can succeed. You don't need to fail. They're the things that we should be telling our kids. They're the things we should be telling everybody that we get a chance to talk to. It doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter your political affiliation. It doesn't matter your color. None of those things matter. God has built us a certain way. God is a great architect, and he has built us with talents, skills, and ability inside of every one of us. I don't care who you are. It's inside of every one of us. The difference between realizing those dreams in some folks and giving up in some folks may be the words that we say to them. Think about that. Think about if they're the next Thomas Edison or the next great whatever, and they give up on their dreams because maybe someone in their life is telling them, you're too stupid, you can't do it, stick to your day job. But then we can be the voice that says, you should do it. You can do it. You can win. You don't have to lose. You're a success. You're skilled. You're talented. You're saying those positive things to them all the time. Be a part of helping people realize their dreams. Be a part of bringing those talents forward, because the return on investment is so great, not only for yourself, but for the world when you do that. So I would encourage everyone today to be the positive voice in the life of those around you. Thank you, and God bless.